Hello and welcome to my world. Just looking at me, you wouldn't think I would appreciate a franchise like My Little Pony. Well, if you pay attention to either the clips appearing in the short section or the games that I've recently played over on my Twitch channel that are now viewable here on my YouTube channel, we have played My Little Pony: A Maritime Bay Adventure again for a second time within the past 7 days. Um, of course, we played it last September on the PlayStation 4. Last week's playthrough was, of course, on the Xbox One. Now, the thing about My Little Pony: A Maritime Bay Adventure that bugged me initially was its very short length. But after playing it again, I can't help but feel that this little game that is essentially a spin-off of a movie that came out earlier last year, and it got the short end of the stick because it didn't have any real content to go off of to have anything more than a 2 hour long game, because the new show I don't think was even airing yet or at all, at least to my knowledge at the time when I played this, or there was like maybe only a couple of episodes out last September. I'm thinking back several months here, but there wasn't much to establish what the various new characters were like. All they had was just the one movie, and that's about it. It's like, okay, Izzy's new Pinkie Pies. Sunny's basically Twilight Sparkle. You had one who is a pony who is a sheriff, like in Hitch. And he has this little racist running buddy, Sprout. I'm not even kidding on the racist part there. Sprout is firmly established as being anti Pegasi, anti unicorn. All right, it and it's not real subtle either. But with all that said, these characters were, if all the developers had was just one movie to go off of, how do you build off of that without contradicting anything that was being developed for the show, for a new show, which probably didn't have any episodes airing anywhere at the time? It's kind of like a very unique problem. So the way I see it now, this game came out way too soon. It was a way to cash in on the new movies, like with My Little Pony being uh, back in the limelight after the Friendship is Magic era was wound down, and so you have a 2 hour game that's basically a proof of concept of what could be done with with games based on My Little Pony going forward. So it's okay. It's because it's not a bad game. It's just a very short game, and it's due to it being a budget title that was that was also overpriced at the time of its initial release last year. Let's be honest, $40 for a 2 hour game is very overpriced, and I still stand by what I said last year. Is I get it when it's on sale, but once you realize, okay, what it has going against it, what the developers had to work with in terms of developing a story based on characters, that you only have one thing to go off of. It's kind of like it kind of is what it is there. Now this does raise the big question: is why didn't the Friendship is Magic era of the show get a proper home console release, considering what's in this game is pretty decent and easily could have been expanded out with proper stories if you had enough lore and things to go off of. That really is the big question. Think about it. The Friendship is Magic era ran for what? Close to 10 seasons? Because I stopped watching it like around the Canterlot wedding episode, which was actually downright hilarious. It's actually in and my schedule got incredibly busy, and got tough for me to keep up with it. But I think back to the fact that that show, you had these big adventure set pieces. Like the first two episodes are based around Twilight Sparkle arriving in Ponyville, stumbling in and meeting into new friends, and going on an adventure to rescue Princess Celestia from Nightmare Moon. All right, that's the first. That's in the first two episodes, and that's before it gets into really establishing the slice of life concept that really carry that show for the majority of the run. But then you have these other big set pieces, like grand adventures that take place normally, at the end of each season. So it's like, okay, there was enough there. You take all the gameplay mechanics in this, and you combine that with Friendship is Magic and what episodes and things that they could have built off of, all the character, all the lore, all the side stories, all the secondary characters. You could have easily built. The developers easily could have had like I would say, bare minimum a 30 to 40 hour game based on how many things and characters that could have been introduced and worked off of. Uh, because of how much time was spent already in investing in the showrunners and writers and to come up with all these unique scenarios and character types instead of just having barely a dozen to work off of that are with, again, very very thin and and let's be honest, not quite the most compelling personalities when you only have one thing to go off of. So with all that being said, I kind of hope that Hasbro will commission another My Little Pony game. I won't mind it if it's with the same group of characters or whatever it is they're doing with the franchise at this point in time. I would like to see another My Little Pony game, but based on something that has more lore, more story, and more secondary characters that will it could be fleshed out to for it to be more than 2 hours. Because if the developers behind this game had something that they could sink their teeth into to definitely do various world building, then you would have something that would be again justified to be worth $40. Granted, games now, new games, AAA games, are now costing what, $70 these days. And like nobody's paying 70. Nobody in their right mind is paying $70 for a game. Wait for stuff go on sale, folks. Trust me, your wallet will thank you. But anyway, that's just rant and stuff like that. Again, based on things here. Of course, you can watch the stream, which of course is feature here. This additional footage here. This stream is available here on the YouTube channel. It's dated for it's dated what day was it? It's the May 4th, 2023 stream, so you can find it there. So with that said, I would say like, comment, subscribe. I think that's kind of like mandatory, right? YouTube likes it when we do that stuff. But more importantly, I like to say this: tighten your friendship races, stay safe, have a great day, and we'll see you in the next video.